All right, here we go again. We are full self driving 12.3.3, and we are heading home from the OSU campus area. And this is going to be an interesting test. First of all, why is my seat still in easy entry? That's not cool. Well, go ahead, Impala. Go ahead. Pull out. What are you doing? Now you're backing up? Okay, we're going to go. College kids, am I right? So let's engage. All right, ego's engaged. And we are turning onto High Street, the infamous one and only. And we are westbound, turning north in heavy rain, heavy traffic, heavy students walking everywhere. So this is a bit of a test for ego. I'm not down here very often, relatively speaking. And businesses are down here, so I'm here enough. Okay, so ego just pulled out, kind of in front of a BMW, but not really cutting them off. Great move, actually. Great move. A lot of crosswalks up here, and we need to be very, very cautious. For whatever reason, when I got in the car just now, my driver profile did not load very well. Okay, there we go. I just had to click it and then click it back. My seat was very uncomfortable. So ego got us onto High Street. We're facing north, about to turn westbound onto Lane Avenue. And that should take us directly to the 315, where we will head north to get us back to Delaware County. And cheers to anyone out there drinking coffee watching this. I was having a thought on my last drive, or after my last drive. This kind of exemplifies it. Wow, that car ran a red light. That kid is walking across the street. Geez, these kids. Okay. So cross a crosswalk, green turning arrow. I'll get back to my thought here in just a second. Wow. All right, more crosswalks coming up ahead as we. Ooh, this will be interesting. So ego chose the right lane, but there's a stopped FedEx truck up above. We're gonna have to get back into the left lane. Let's see if it. Oh, look it recognized that truck was stopped and that lane was closed. It got back over. Good job, ego. So my thought was how a task like driving from OSU campus from a side street. I think I was on Woodruff or one of those side streets. Driving across campus to the highway to Central Ohio to Delaware County, to my neighborhood. It's a big task, right? It seems like a big task, but in reality, any big task, this included, is just a combination of a bunch of small tasks. Wow, that crane was lifting a pallet of plywood up into the air. That was kind of scary. I was definitely very aware of what was going on there. Anyway, any big task is typically can be broken down into a group of much smaller tasks, and typically they're smaller and easier tasks. So it's like on this drive in particular, okay, going down Woodruff and making our right-hand turn out of High Street is one task. It waited, it handled it, it got done. Okay, then making sure we're in the left-hand turning lane on High Street, got it done. Making our left-hand turn across the crosswalk in the rain, waited for the arrow, got it done. Avoiding that FedEx truck, avoiding the closed lane on Lane Avenue, and getting us westbound toward the highway, got it done. Right now, being in the proper lane to get us onto the highway, hopefully we'll get it done, right? Highway driving is pretty simple at this point, knock on wood, and then a little task of getting off the highway, selecting the right lane to get us on the road to our house. These are all little tasks, and when you take that 10,000-foot view and you break them down, it's really not quite as challenging as, oh my God, I got to drive from campus to Powell, Ohio. So Hopefully that explanation makes a little bit of sense. And I finally remember to look back at the camera and see if it has fallen at all. Looks like it's fairly decent. What up, camera? Thanks again for watching. These videos are fun to make. We are on the auto setting. Let's take a look at what that setting, since we're stuck at the red light. It's the automatic set speed offset, and it allows autopilot to drive at the speed that it determines is most natural. So it's taking a bunch of factors in besides just the speed limit. And I was not a fan of this when version 12 first came out. But since then, I have been converted. I don't know if it was just 12.3.3, but the auto seems to be a better setting. And the fact that I now know that I can tap the accelerator if Ego is going too slow, and it'll kind of speed up and stay there. Here we are getting onto 315 North, merging onto a highway in the rain. Checking we are on average and minimal lane changes. And yeah, we've got some visibility issues for sure here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well, but definitely a fairly heavy rain at this point. And Ego is merging us over at 57 miles an hour with a car behind us and a semi in front of us. And I'm not going to lie, it's an interesting feeling. The general population is 1,000% not ready for this feeling with no steering wheel in the car. I mean, I'm an experienced FSD tester holding on to the steering wheel, and I'm a little uneasy. Not a lot uneasy, but just a little uneasy because it's a dynamic situation. There's a lot of cars around. It's rainy AF. There's a big semi in front of me, which I don't love. So far, so good. But yeah, the idea that like the masses are ready for this is crazy talk. It's just crazy talk. I think I like Elon. I like the team at Tesla. I think you need to get out of sunny California a bit. You need to see what it's like in the rest of the world here, because Ego is doing great here, but mentally the overcoming the barrier of if I did not have a steering wheel and this was a robo taxi, it's quite the barrier to try to overcome. So we are getting our message that full self-driving may be degraded because of the weather, although it does not act. It's not acting degraded unless we consider the lack of changing lanes part of being degraded. Would that be part of the degradation? I don't know why she's not just getting into the center lane instead of staying behind this semi. Although I do like that it's keeping a good distance behind the semi. We're just going 57 miles an hour. It's recognizing the top speed of 65. And it's got a set. Well, that's another thing that I noticed. I think that's got to be well known in the community at this point. But the auto speed offset setting does not apply on the highway. And I wonder if that is because we are on some sort of different stack. In any case, it's keeping us in the right lane, which is interesting. Again, I would think that we would be prone to get over. And I'm going to give it another second or two, and then I'm just going to initiate a lane change because I don't like being behind this semi. Of course, if we get over, I guess we'll have to pass the semi, so there's that. Now I'm thinking about that. FSD Supervised 12.3.3 is driving us in the rainstorm behind a semi. Ooh, car on the side of the road. Looks like it recognized it. That's nice. Keeping us at our set speed of 65, which it chose, but not getting out of the way of this semi, which I have mixed feelings about. And we've got about another 3.5 minutes of this if we do not choose to intervene and put the turn signal on. For those of you unfamiliar, we can automatically change lanes just by putting the turn signal on. So right now, if I put the left turn signal on, it would intelligently put us into the left lane, or one lane over, I should say, to the left, without me having to do anything. This is definitely the heaviest rain that I've ever let Ego drive. Visibility for me sucks. I can see the 3 cars in front of us, and if you look on the screen, so can Ego. Wow. Definitely a different experience in the rain. Now we have a car merging onto the highway, semi still in front of us. We are still in this right lane. I do not necessarily hate staying in this lane behind the semi, now that I'm kind of seeing how it's going, because he's acting like a lead blocker for us. And we are able to feel a little safer with that distance. Now, I don't know what that sound was for. Our max is now, that's just our notification for full self-driving. It says maybe degraded. Interesting that it's got us at a 60-mile-an-hour max in the right-hand lane, where it's recognizing the speed limit on the road is 65. So I think that is certainly intentional, and I like it. It's basically saying, hey, this is the highest speed I'm willing to drive in this rain, and I'm a all-knowing, all-powerful supercomputer, so I'm going to keep it at 60. Me personally, I don't mind it. I prefer safety, and I've never been a speed guy, so I don't need to be speeding through the highway in the rain. When I snowboard, I ride my board, I cruise. I don't need to go tip down a black diamond. I'll go down a black diamond, but I prefer to cruise, and I'm not looking for the speed routes. Which, speaking of, recently was riding my skateboard in the neighborhood, which is a long Sector 9 longboard, and I was thinking about how if you'd have told my younger self that had no wealth, Ego changing lanes, very good. If you'd have told my younger self that I could buy a skateboard in which I didn't have to actually pedal, and I could just ride it because it was electronic. Ooh, bit of rain there, good job. There's a puddle we just drove through. If you'd have told me that those things existed, much like drones, flying toys, and I wouldn't own one. I could easily afford one, but wouldn't own one. It's not a brag, like any of us have a couple $100 to put out a drone or a skateboard. You get a drone for less than $100. Be shocked, but I don't actually own any of those. But I do think it might be cool to have an electric skateboard. Car flying up on our left here in the rain. I guess we're going 60, so maybe he's only going 70. I like this that Ego is not choosing to get on the highway. A lot of times it wants to get on 270 here. Oh, look at this guy in front of us. Oh my God, last minute. Wow, that is just crazy talk, guy. Guy just, in the rain, gets over. Ugh, I get nervous just seeing things like that. That's why we want to be really safe when we drive. We want to stay away from cars. I love that I learned through Tesla to stay away from vehicles. That's one of their safety parameters for their insurance, and how we got our safety score to be eligible for the full self-driving program. It was, I think, hard turns, hard braking, and then staying away from cars, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, because you can't really get into too much trouble if you stay away from other vehicles. So speed is not a factor, because if you're going fast but there's no other vehicles around, you can still be being safe. It made a lot of sense. So changing lanes for the merge, a note just came up on the screen. That's pretty cool. And it also had a note right before that about maintaining speed for traffic flow. Again, very cool. We are on 315 northbound into Powell, Ohio. And this is an interesting spot here. Oh boy. So this is a merge. Wow, Ego doing great. So our left lane technically ended and merged right. Ego didn't miss a beat, man. That felt very good and very human-like. I am very proud of you. very proud of you. Slow down there, guy. Aviator guy. Getting back to a lot of small steps making up a big step. A lot of small tasks making up a big task. You know, it's already got us onto 315 northbound into our 2-lane. This is north of 270, north of Home Road. This is what 315 looks like, and we are now just a turn away from our neighborhood. We will go another 2 miles northbound on this route. I travel it very frequently, and Ego handles it wonderfully. It's actually a nice respite from any type of stressful driving where I can be a pilot and let Ego do its thing. And it's going to take me 2.2 miles up this road in the only lane that it can be in. So you don't have to worry about passing. You don't have to worry about being passed. And it's generally going to be safe. Stay away from, stay good distance behind the 5 Buckeyes in front of us. And then it'll make a left onto Powell Road, which takes us directly to our neighborhood. So very good chance that we experience pretty much a intervention-free end-to-end drive from OSU campus back to Powell, which is pretty cool. Does it mean steering wheels are coming out? No, it doesn't. Not anytime soon. As far as the August 8th Robotaxi unveil, whatever the event is, I hope people don't think that means, I hope they don't think that event means that they're going to unveil a working robo-taxi that will be available for purchase on August 8th or available for rides on August 8th. That's so far from what could possibly be happening. Maybe they will announce this is the form factor. We're building, using this modular building process, which is new, which it's a novel technology that we created, and we're using it to build this car, and this is what it looks like. They'll show us the designs, the renderings. They'll probably have one built, 1 or 2 or 5, different colors, whatever. But putting it on the street for it to work, no. Not for a long time. Long. Not in 2024, not in 2025. I'm not going to go out to 2026 yet because it's almost 2 full years away, but probably not even in 2026, guys. Let's not lose sight of the bigger picture here. Robotaxis are going to take a while, and that's okay. Checking out our wake up playlist. Twisted Sister. Let's go. I feel like this song was also in Guitar Hero. Don't quote me on that, though. For some reason, that's what I'm feeling. Alright, red light. This is our left turn at Powell Road with an Audi in front of us who looks like he's reversing. That's interesting. Dynamic situation. I'm sure if Ego's seen this one before, but K. Reed in front of us and his Audi IS5. Maybe he realized he was a bit over the line, backed up. He's still over the line, but not quite as over the line. And this is our last left turn of the drive from OSU campus. So we're talking about a multi, I don't know how it was, 15 miles. I would say multi-dozen miles. It's not 24 miles. So I don't know, 12, 15 mile trip. Not terrible from North Campus to South Delaware County, Powell, Ohio. And Twisted Sister. Gonna take us home with a little solo. I love this tone. Check it. All right, Ego's turn. Making our left, following this Audi. I love it when you make this left onto Old Tangi Street, Powell Road. It's a big hill here. You can tell from the video, maybe not. Obviously, no problem whatsoever with a car as powerful as ours. But a lot of people, they don't realize how powerful electric vehicles, Teslas in specific, are, and they think like, oh, do you have trouble, getting up that hill? Which is just really funny, like we have the opposite of trouble, right? We have it's actually very fun. So we are just 3 miles, 8 minutes from home. Straight shot on this road in the rain, not a problem. And then one right-hand turn into our neighborhood. So it's looking very likely, highly likely, that we'll have an intervention-free drive to get coffee and an intervention-free drive back. And I'm getting yelled at to pay attention to the road. Yes, sir. Yes, AI. John Mayer on the Wake Up playlist. This one's called Who Says? Wonderful song. Hey, Tesla. It's been a long night. Don't remember you looking any better. Then again, I don't remember you. Who says I can't get stoned? Call up a girl that I used to know. Fake love for an hour so. Who says I can't get stoned? It's been a pretty smooth ride so far. Thanks for watching. That highway stuff in the rain was very interesting. I wasn't planning on. I really have no set plans when I get the camera rolling, so I wasn't really planning for much anytime I film. But wasn't planning on filming through like a monsoon, and it's going so well, actually. Oh wow! They demolished a building. I just looked to my right, and there's a building that used to be there. There's no longer there. Literally, there was a bulldozer on top of where it used to be. Interesting. Anyhow, yeah, this is cool to see that Ego is getting really good in the rain. We have a couple cool things we can clip out too, where I think we stopped to let a car go out. And just the driving in the rain in general, really good on the highway. Very impressed. Railroad tracks. It did slow down for him. Probably could have slowed down a little bit more. I probably would have. Just another mile or so until our right-hand turn into our neighborhood. And ultimately, a pretty impressive drive with no interventions thus far. This is a good one. This is one the Bulls can look to. I don't think Dan O'Dowd is going to be quoting this video unless something crazy happens in the next 4 minutes. We're pretty impressed. I noticed that 12.4 has been rolling out to some testers, so it'll be interesting to see what they say the changes in that version are. I'd like to think that, oh boy, I've got to lower this one, unless we want to. Actually, we'll turn it up to ensure we get the copyright claim. My boys, the Eagles, they're so funny. I mean, I think they made me mute out the last segment their music was in, so I'm not going to turn their music up. I like you, Eagles, I do, I love you, but if I have to mute out, if I have to mute out a segment, that's not cool. That's where I draw the line. So instead, I'm gonna get a song stuck in your head. By definition, this song is gonna get stuck inside your head. saw this white van trying to get over on an intersection, and he's doing it. Interesting move. Transit van. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. Cutting off this BMW X2. Turn into Giant Eagle. Got to get your grocery on. Meanwhile, Ego's chilling and stopping at a yellow light. Well done, Ego. Almost got us hit from behind, but made the right decision. Safety related. Safety first, guys. One of those things that, since we're stopped, I might as well get in on my Chewy bar. These people who hate on the Tesla software, hate on what they're trying to do, when you see that it makes safety related decisions, do you hate on that? When you have children on the road, maybe you have children driving. Certainly you have children, maybe you're driving around. Me personally, I see people in their normal cars. They're texting, they're holding their phones in one hand, a wheel in another. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Turning right into our neighborhood. Getting yelled at here to touch the wheel. Touched it. Chewy bars really hit the spot, guys. If you look for something to keep in your car. In any case, we're home. We're going to come up here, make a left, and we can call this that's a really good bar. A successful FSD 12.3.3 full self-driving supervised end-to-end coffee shop to home after it brought us home to coffee shop with no intervention. So we're really impressed. We have a Tesla, white Tesla, passing us here on the left. What's up, Tesla? Model Y. Guy in front of us, we're having a little Masters watch party. Got the Masters flag out. I love it. That's it. I appreciate your watching. Lots of comments in the last couple videos. Appreciate your thoughts on auto park. That will be our last part of this video here. We are going to get to the house and we are going to get it into the driveway, and we are going to see if she gives us an auto park option. Think twice. You've gotten that option. 500 feet, your destination will be on the left. Thankfully, I think we were filming both times, so that's cool. And we'll let Michael take us home. Turn in left. Oh, let's go. Almost. Sorry about that, a little urgent. Thought I was gonna hit my bushes, apparently. Let's see if it's going to give us the auto park option. Does not look like it so far. No. Try one more time. Lower Michael a little bit. And that's it. Does not look like we were getting auto park. A little P button would pop up down here, and it would give us the option to start. So, no auto park. Still working on that. Appreciate the comments and info, and thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my thoughts on Tesla on X. And until next time, have a great day.